Shalom, Israel. All praises to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas. Today, I want to get into the Hebrew Israelite Butler family. All the Negroes with the surname Butler in the Americas, Caribbean islands, and Europe. And all those scattered abroad with the surname Butler. Before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in Germany and Ireland, all right? But before I go into any more, let me get some scriptures. I want to go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 11 to 13. And it reads, "The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder in his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." All right, so now we're going to get into the Hebrew Israelite Butler family. To remind y'all, we did not get caught in slavery in Africa. We got caught in slavery in Europe as nobles and royals, all right? So I'm going to get into y'all history before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and in the Caribbean islands, all right? And it reads, "The Butler surname came to Ireland with the Anglo-Norman invasion of the 12th century, led by the forces of Strongbow." All right, so what was the Norman invasion? The Norman conquest was an invasion and occupation of England in 1066 AD by an army made up of thousands of Normans, Britons, Flemish, and French troops led by William I, the Duke of Normandy, later styled William the Conqueror, who was a Negro. All right. The surname came from a common occupational name for a wine steward or the chief servant of a medieval household, a Negro royal household. And the title denoted a high-ranking officer whose duties as a wine steward were merely nominal. And nominal means that it was regarded as being in high stature. All right. Now, this is the early origins of the Butler family. The surname Butler was first found in the ancient territories of Armagh, now parts of country Kilkenny, Wexford, in North Tipperary. All right. So the Butler family, before going to Turks and Caicos, go visit there, before you give up the ghost. The first on record was Theobald Fitzwalter, a distinguished Norman noble who accompanied Strongbow and was created the chief butler of Ireland in 1177. He is also possessed the barony of Amundinus, Lancashire, which he held in 1165 by service of one night. All right. So in 1165, the Caucasians was in the outskirts of Europe as wild men with no names, or they was our servants. And you can Google that information up by going into Wild Men and Moors, all right? Leighton Lincolnshire is mentioned in the Domesday Survey, and in former times was one of importance as containing a mansion belonging to the ancient families of the Butlers, barons of Warrington. His descendants began to use the surname Butler around the year 1220. All right, so now we have some notables. His direct descent became Earl of Armagh in 1328, and their stronghold was Kilkenny Castle. All right, the family were rivals of the powerful Fitzgeralds and their kin, because at that time we was warm with each other. All right, the Negro nobility was warm with each other. This is how we fell, and how the Caucasians took over and stood in our stead and stole our names and gave us back our names in slavery. All right. In the effect, government of Ireland was held by one or the other of those two great Norman houses until the death of the great Duke of Armagh in 1688. Many members of the family were ardent Jacobites, all right, including the Abbey James Butler of Nantes, who was chaplain to Bonnie Prince Charlie during the last Jacobite uprising of 1245. Despite the strong Irish side of the family, the English side remained strong too. Lawton and Elmerthon in the West Riding of Yorkshire was the site of one such family. Lawton Hall, the ancient seat of the Butler family, is a spacious mansion commanding extensive views. So this is a place where the Butler family would want to visit before y'all give up the ghost, because y'all name is there, and we know that our people bared them names and we ruled them territories. All right, the Butler family. Y'all over 500,000 strong in Americas alone, not including the Caribbean islands in Europe. It's about time that y'all gather yourselves together and remember who y'all are. Remember that y'all are a family. Once y'all do that, y'all come back to the Mashiach Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And Yahweh is Jesus, is Jesus in Hebrew. All right? So don't get simple. All right? This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas. All right? Please do the history on your surnames and unite and come back to Christ. Shalom.